The true narrative of our story is stored in historic self-storage which we scavenge through in an attempt to reform our misconstrued identities. See, I grew up in social housing, where our local amenity was a grass pitch, and your reputation was dependent on what your dad did. I never had one. They say a fatherless black child is a loaded handgun, waiting to exude from the chamber of this vacuum, but my father wasn't absent by choice. The grave remembered his name, so we aimed to memorialize it in stone. It was difficult, like aligning your eyes towards analyzing your wrongs, but life shifts gears unexpectedly, so what can you do but ride along? I've experienced firsthand the plight of not having a father at home, but I've also understood that most of our fathers never chose to be absent. Statistics do not always match the reality, for they never seem to account for what families have amassed in calamity. Black fathers never made it home due to police brutality. Black fathers encumbered by stereotypes and senile similarities, negative imageries, black masculinity, propagated improperly in mass media for profit, hence the self-fulfilling prophecies. See, I don't deny that some of our fathers never took responsibility, but this shouldn't be the archetype which precedes all black men. A barrier blinding, impeding the black lens, because honestly, these stereotypes belong to every racial group. And just because you've encountered a few bad apples, does that mean you disregard the fruit? I was told to know somebody, dig through to the root, to understand the way the branches grew. You can't judge a tree by its fallen leaves without first understanding the soil it was planted into. But we would much rather focus on the consequences than the causes, and employ an overplayed narrative to wrap around black corpses. Broken families are the ramifications of what people are currently rallying against. Systemic oppression, implicit racialization, defunded youth organizations, so the streets the youth roam, and not in an Italian sense. And I was the same till I met some valiant black men who saw that I didn't have a father, so they stepped in. All from different walks of life, but had the same mind to ensure I became what I was destined. These men showed me that I couldn't be passive nor porous. When you're black and amongst the poorest, the battle is different. When grandma tells you stories about colonial rule and how she questioned their actual existence, you're grateful things have changed, but mindful of the change that still needs to occur. Nora said only God can save us, and after George Floyd, I was on my knees with her, because he didn't return home to his daughter. Now I've got one too, and a son, and I don't want him to be those loaded handguns. But you see, even a gun, it's not as dangerous as the hand he places its weight on. Guys, thank you so much. You've been amazing. Thank you.